right, so welcome back to the channel, man. It is me, 8744. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started, man. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Honestly, guys, actually, you know what? I'll let Rank start first. So, Rank, what's your thoughts on this game?
Well, what can you say? I feel sad in a way, because I really think that with how that second half went, that we could have won this game. And it wouldn't have been a decisive advantage because there's still a lot of games to go, but it would have been a good cushion of points to have ahead of what's next. And I feel like we blew it in the end, and I'm disappointed in that.
Yeah. Let me give you my thoughts first, I guess. I think if you're a Manchester City fan, you must be happy. I think that's the first thing to say because of how dominant Liverpool were in the second half. And I think for Manchester, they lucked out. And you can see, I think, with Pep Guardiola, I think he was being pragmatic. He was like, you know what? Yeah, let's just play for the draw. Which is why I think he took KDB out, which we're going to get onto later at Alvarez. But yeah, Liverpool, man, I don't know how they didn't score. I mean, those chances, man, that Luis Diaz chance, man, oh my God, that was a criminal miss. That was a bad miss. It's crazy because I feel like this game was kind of a game of two halves where Man City were better the first half and Liverpool were better the second half.
I mean, kind of. We were discussing this in the Twitter space that in the first half we considered Man City were the better team, but just about. Like, it was a very close first half overall. I think the total shots were 7-7 in the first half. It's not like Man City completely dominated Liverpool in the first half. Both teams had chances, and it was just that it felt like Man City was maybe a bit in control, and they scored a really nice goal from a set piece. But the game was pretty close overall. Well, as in the second half, Liverpool completely rolled over Man City. The two chances that City had were that Doku chance that hit the post, and another one where Doku crossed for Phil Foden. And that was about it. Like, there were barely any chances from Man City in that second half, and most of them came from Doku, who I think had a good impact coming off the bench. But yeah, Man City looked completely out of the game in that second half. I feel like the penalty completely changed the game, and they went into this try not to lose the game mindset, and they locked out, like you said.
Yeah. Let's start with the beginning. Let's start a bit. We should have actually done this bit earlier. Let's start with the beginning, man. So let's start with the Liverpool lineup first. Were you happy with his lineup at the beginning? Because we were actually going to do a Twitter space before the game, but we didn't get to do. But yeah, were you happy with his 11? Because I think this is good, a solid 11.
I mean, this is a solid 11 considering all the players that we're missing. Salah was not fit for the game, and I think it showed once he came off the bench. He wasn't really that good, but we're going to get to that later. So if Salah isn't fit to start, I feel like you have to play Elliott on the right wing. And then, we are missing Matip and Konate. So you're going to have to start Kwanzaa. And Robertson is not 100% fit. And I don't know why Tsimikas couldn't play, but we're missing so many players that you had to play Joe Gomez as left back, even though that's not even... I don't like Joe Gomez, and now he's playing off position. So you can tell that that's probably going to be really bad. So yeah, this 11 was good in the context that basically half our squad is injured or not fit. So I guess in that regard, it was good.
Yeah, then for the Man City 11, it was pretty much like, the Liverpool 11 was probably the best you could, given the injuries and everything. And for the Man City 11, I think the only surprising thing was Ruben Diaz was benched. That was probably the only surprise that caught my get. Like, why was Ruben Diaz benched? Obviously, obviously, me and you don't know. But yeah, I mean, other than that, everything was pretty standard, would you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything else looked pretty standard. Like, this is something that Pep has been playing for a long time. This like 4-1-4-1. And this line of Foden, Silva, De Bruyne, and Alvarez behind Haaland. They've done this a lot. And, Stones like to jump into midfield as well a lot. But yeah, I was surprised that Akanji was starting ahead of Ruben Diaz, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, now let's talk about the first half. That first half, man. Man City were on it. You could see how good Man City were the first half. They were like controlling the ball very well, and it's not like Liverpool were bad. It's just that Liverpool first half really struggled to find to be that clinical in the final third. And I think Man City they really start off the game very well, in my opinion. And you can see how good they were the first half. Because I think possession wise, it was a bit even. But you can see like the chance that Man City had were it was good chances. But the thing is, like, Man City didn't really create any great goal scoring opportunities besides the goal. Like everything else, I think Keller's it just was straight at Keller, right?
Yeah. Like I said, the first half felt pretty close in my opinion. You can see that total shots is 7-7, possession is kind of even, and big chances. There's only one big chance in the whole first half, which was the goal, obviously, which was converted. It was a very good set piece routine. You could see that was something that Man City must have practiced over the week. That you have Ake kind of blocking the way of the first post, and that allows John Stones to kind of come in without anyone marking him and score for free. Kelleher gets a touch of the ball, but it's not enough. And yeah, it's 1-0. It's also a wonderful cross by De Bruyne again, who gets another assist against a top 6 club. And yeah, but that was pretty much it in the first half, because there were a few chances here and there, but they were not like big chances for both teams. So the first half felt kind of even. It was pretty close. It was just that Man City had the upper hand in the midfield, and they created that big chance that they were able to convert, and that was it. Besides that, there was nothing to separate these two teams.
I would say the Diaz chance was that was probably the best chance for Liverpool for first half. Would you say?
Probably, yeah. It was a nice attempt from outside the box, and he dribbled past Kyle Walker, who I think he didn't have a good game. And yeah, tried a shot, but it was just a bit wide.
Yeah, the second half, man. I don't know what Jurgen Klopp told the players, because there was no substitutions made, and it just felt like Liverpool all of a sudden woke up and said, "You know what? We're at Anfield." Like it just felt like they just had, like, I don't know. It just feels like, and we were talking about this on the Twitter space, that Liverpool is a team that's come from behind the most times in the Premier League this season. So maybe they just needed a wake up call that, hey, you guys got to wake up. And second half, man, what a start, man. Liverpool pressing. Nunes wins a penalty, and for me, that was definitely a penalty. Like, it's not even a debate. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that is probably Nathan Ake's mistake. Just letting go of the ball and not making that pass correctly and covering that space. But I don't know. So I think the penalty is mostly on Ake, but I don't know what Ederson was thinking as well. It felt like Ederson was determined to make the tackle, as if he didn't have other option. I feel like Ederson probably could have been a bit more patient with it. And in the end, yeah, he just ends up bringing Nunez down inside the box, and it's a penalty. And it's wonderfully converted by Alexis McAllister. Like, Ederson dives the right way, but Alexis just places it somewhere where Ederson cannot reach it. And after that, Ederson as well gets injured after the play and has to be subbed out. Yeah. And honestly, I feel like that kind of helped City, because Ortega had some really good interventions after that.
As messed up as this does sound, I actually do agree with you, because I feel like if Ederson had stayed on, I feel like Liverpool might have won. Because I'll be honest with you, Ederson, for me, he's a great, obviously, goalkeeper in terms of ball playing ability. But when it comes to shot stopping, Ortega is really good. I think Ortega is really underrated. So I honestly, I know this might seem strange to say, and maybe people might come at me for the comments below the replay. I think Ortega is actually the reason why Man City tied this game. I think if he didn't come on, I think Man City might have lost this game. They might have.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, and then the second half, man. Oh my God, what minute was the DS chance, man? What minute was the DS chance? Because that was a huge miss.
It was a bit after.
Was it 62nd minute?
No. It wasn't outside the box. I think it was earlier than that.
Okay, let me see if I can find. 62nd. No, that's the only one I could see.
I guess it's that one. Pretty bad miss from Diaz. I feel like if if I have to put the blame for this game on someone, I feel like it has to be Diaz. I feel like he missed the most chances out of everyone this game. I saw people online saying Nunez, but I feel like the chances that Nunez had, most of them were very hard to score. You know, he had in the first half, he tried to dive for a chance that Bradley had created, like a low cross, but the low cross was a bit too fast and he couldn't reach it. He also had a header, which was a bit too hard to control. Then he tried to tap in a cross from, it was Robertson, but Ortega made a fantastic save. He read the play well and came out of the goal quickly to deny Nunez. So I feel like Nunez is probably not as much to blame for this game. The chances that he had were very hard to score, while as Diaz had many chances that I feel like he should have scored. Like I can count like at least 4 or 5, as well as the one that Cody Gakpo had, where he received the ball inside of the penalty area and Diaz stepped in front of Gakpo, basically blocking his own teammate. So I feel like Diaz is probably the player to blame for this game. Even though I love Lucho, I feel like he kind of costed us this game because he should have scored at least one of those chances.
Yeah, and then obviously, what other big saves did Ortega make in the game? I'm trying to remember. See, I remember. Oh yeah, that chance, the 71st.
Yeah. Yeah. He also had a big save from a shot from outside the box from McAllister, which was, the shot wasn't very powerful. I believe it's the one that's down. That one.
Yeah.
That it wasn't a very powerful shot, but it was very well placed, and Ortega dived and made a great save. So, like, I feel like, Ortega made some clutch interventions and Liverpool were not clinical in the final third. It's the same thing that we discussed in the first half, but amplified, because in the second half, we actually had the chances to win the game. You can see that we had almost 2 XG, so we should have scored 2 goals in that second half. And we just weren't able to do so. And Man City, they had a few chances on the counter. Pep took off Kevin at some point in the game, and Kevin was really mad about it. And I can understand, because Kevin is pretty much the only creative player that Man City have in the midfield. And he was taking him off because even though Kevin is really creative and can be the difference maker, he can also be very wasteful at times. And I feel like Pep was going for a bit of control. He was trying to control the game a bit more in the midfield, secure the passes. But obviously, what Man City regaining control after Kovacic came on, they lacked in creativity. And the only creativity Man City found after Kevin came off was through Doku. Doku created the only chances that Man City had in the second half. He hit the post. He had another chance where he created a cross for Foden. So I feel like Doku was a really good introduction into the game for City. But even then, they didn't create pretty much anything that second half.
Yeah. I thought Man City were poor the second half. And I want to get to the penalty, man, because that was a big talking point. Was that a penalty, man? Because for me, that should have been a penalty.
I feel the same. I feel like, again, in a crucial moment, something suspicious happens to Liverpool. We saw it against Newcastle. We saw it against Spurs. We saw it against West Ham. Like, this has happened so many times with Liverpool this season. It happened with Manchester United as well. And again, one controversial decision that doesn't go our way. I feel like that was definitely a penalty from Doku and McAllister. Like, if you have your leg that high up and McAllister is the one to get the ball and then you clash with the player, that definitely is a penalty. Even though, the contact is a bit soft, like, you are not allowed to challenge for the ball with your feet that high up. And if you don't even get the ball, that's it. That should be a foul. And I don't understand how VAR didn't consider that a penalty.
Yeah, it was a disgrace, man. It's a disgrace. But it is what it is. Man City lucked out, and for Liverpool, man, like I said, they still had their chances to win. Diaz missed that great opportunity. And I think you're right, Rank. If there's anyone to blame, it's got to be Diaz. I don't like to do this, but I think you have to say this. And now let's talk about Arsenal real quickly, because they did just beat Brentford for the weekend. Kai Havertz scored the late winner.
Mm-hmm.
So Arsenal, man, Do you can they? Do you think they can still? Do you think where people are discounting? Do you think people are discrediting Arsenal too much?
Yes, definitely. I was a main advocate of saying that Arsenal were their worst enemy. What do I mean by this? That the only reason that Arsenal are not considered a top side in the world is because sometimes they get in the wrong way. Because we see every time that when Arsenal play to their strengths and play to their best level, they completely demolish people. We see that they scored 6 against Sheffield, they scored 4 against Newcastle, they scored 5 in another game previously. I don't know if you can go back in the match history, but they've been completely demolishing people. You know, they had that bad spell.
Burnley.
They scored 5 against Burnley. They scored 6 against West Ham, who are a pretty decent team. They scored 5 against Palace. Like, Arsenal have been destroying people in the Premier League. Obviously, the only loss they have is against Porto over the last few days. But in the Premier League, they've been on this huge winning streak, and they've been completely dominating people, completely dominating games. I feel like Arsenal are being disrespected, honestly, and for a long time now. A lot of people were saying that this was a two-horse race for the Premier League, and I was the one saying, well, what about Arsenal? Like, they are still in this, and now they are top. I know they are only top because of goal difference, but they are still top, and they show no signs of topping. And obviously, they are going to have some very difficult games. Obviously, they have to play Man City and Chelsea as their next games, which are going to be huge. And I think that those two games could be deciders to see if Arsenal are built to actually win the Premier League this season.
Yeah, I would agree. So, yeah, it's really, really sad. But yeah, I mean, I think for Arsenal, man, I think I'm what I'm interested to see is that are they going to, because those games against I think the most difficult game they have is Man City away. If they could get a draw for Man City, that would be a huge for them. So, what do you think it would take for Arsenal to win this league?
For Arsenal to win this league, they have to keep doing what they're doing. Like, if Arsenal keep up their current form, they're going to win this league. Like, I'm completely confident in saying that. If Arsenal continue this form, they're going to win it. The problem is that last season we saw that they dipped in form at the end, and that's what costed them the league. So that's the reason people are doubting Arsenal, because we are waiting for the moment for Arsenal to crumble. But if they don't, they're going to win it. Like that's the problem. If Arsenal don't dip in their form, they're going to win. So I feel that's the only answer. It's the same thing I've been saying this whole time. If Arsenal don't get in their own way, they're going to be the best team in the world, because they have the players, they have the managing, they have the tactics. They just got to see it through. So Arsenal, it's in their own hands, literally, at this point. So, yeah, if they keep doing what they're doing, they're going to win.
Yeah, I would. I think I would agree. I still think City's going to win this league, though, because I don't think Arsenal, because I'm not sure Arsenal beat Spurs or United away. I'm not sure if they could win those games.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously, what is it called? Man City away. So I think for Arsenal to win this league, I think you're right. They have to win every game, and they have to win one of those top 6 games away. I would say if they could beat if they can get because I think if they could get a win away against Man City, Spurs or United, and I think they could definitely do this. But like I said though, it's gonna be hard, man, because this Premier League title race I think is gonna go down to the wire. I think it's gonna be very close. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we could see a scenario where all 3 teams reach the final match day with chances, and that's going to be obviously very interesting to see.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Arsenal's fixtures. Let's just look at the fixtures real quick for the 3 remaining teams. So we have only the Premier League, by the way. So we got Arsenal versus Chelsea. Obviously, that's postponed. Man City away. Okay, Luton Town should be easy. Brighton away. That could be tricky, but I think Arsenal should win. Villa at home should be winnable. I think Wolves away is going to be tough, but Arsenal should probably still win. Spurs away is difficult. Bournemouth, Everton. So, yeah, basically the hard games for Arsenal, I would say, are pretty much Spurs, United, and I would say Man City. And then for Man City, let's go with their fixtures. Man City, their fixtures. They have Brighton away. Arsenal at home, Aston Villa, Palace, Luton, Tottenham, Nottingham Forest, Wolves, Fulham, West Ham. I think the only hard, I think the hard game for them is probably Spurs away.
And Arsenal at home. Yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal at home. Yeah. Those are probably the two hard games. So,
yeah.
And then for Liverpool, let's look at their fixtures real quick.
We have a tough schedule as well.
Yeah, you got Everton away. Well, to be fair, that's going to be postponed. Then you have Brighton at home. Okay, Brighton at home should be winnable.
Yeah.
Sheffield away. Sheffield at home should be winnable. And then United away. That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, it's gonna have so much pressure going over to Old Trafford, knowing it could be a league deciding game.
Yeah, and the Crystal Palace at home. That could be tricky because I believe Palace are your bogey team.
Palace are kind of like our bogey team, but Palace have been especially bad this season.
Yeah. I mean, you guys should win. Fulham, West Ham, Spurs.
Well, that last few segments, like West Ham, Spurs, Villa, and Wolves, I'm really scared for those last 4 games.
Dang, Aston Villa away. Now, here's the thing, though. That could be – that's a difficult one. Because, I'd say Aston Villa – I think for me, I mean, West Ham, what are you more concerned about, the away games or the home games?
Away games, definitely. At Anfield, we always get a boost.
Yeah. So, and then for me, I mean, I think this is the toughest game in your remaining. Do you agree?
I think it's either that or the game against Spurs. That could be the most difficult.
Well, to be fair, the Spurs game is at Anfield, so. But I can see what you mean. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Tottenham is a better team right now than Man United.
Well, I would say I'm only saying United's harder because it's Old Trafford. Otherwise, I wouldn't be saying this. I do agree with you. I do think Spurs is better than United, but I'm just saying that because Old Trafford is still United and Liverpool don't have a good record at Old Trafford, just historically speaking. I know recently it's been a bit different, but yeah. I think it says hello. Radical24 NFSM says hello. I think it says I'm sad. Yeah, I mean, I think Liverpool fans should be sad for this because you guys should have won this game. Darius Patrick said, "Glory, glory, Man City."
I didn't remember that the song went like that.
Oh man, Luke Cope says, "I thought it was an even game. Both teams had a lot of great chances. Doku should have really scored that chance." Oh yeah, dude, Doku. That was a huge chance for Man City right at the end. I think it was in stoppage time, if I remember correctly, or was it close to the end? I forgot exactly.
I think it was close to the end, but yeah.
Yeah, oh my, that was a huge chance. But yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, Man City fans, you should be happy with this. Getting a draw away at Anfield is amazing, and for Liverpool, man. And because for me, I don't want Man City to win this title. I need something different. So, it's gonna be interesting. And do you think that one last thing before we head off? Do you think that European games could affect the 3 teams, or do you think all 3 teams will go all in for the Premier League and not really prioritize the other competition?
I think that all 3 teams are gonna. I feel like Liverpool probably has the better chance here when it comes to the European games, because our remaining European game is against Sparta Prague at home, and we already have a 5-1 lead. So that's a game where we can probably play a lot of substitutes and rest players for the United game. So I mean, we have Everton first, but yeah. Actually, the Everton game is postponed, and we played United in the FA Cup, right? That's how it goes. Okay. So yeah. I feel like probably we will rest players against Sparta Prague, definitely, and maybe against United as well, because it's the FA Cup. And yeah, try to focus all out in the league. While Man City, they are in their next round of the Champions League, and in the quarterfinals, they might have a tough schedule ahead of them. And I feel like Man City still care about the Champions League, and Arsenal obviously have to play Porto, and Arsenal still care about the Champions League, probably not as much as the Premier League, but they still want to turn that game around against Porto. So I feel like the other two teams have to put more eggs into their European baskets, while Liverpool gets to rest more, which I think is beneficial to us.
Yeah, and one key thing I believe Arsenal they're not playing the FA Cup, so that could be an advantage for them when it comes to fixture congestion. Whereas Liverpool meant, so it's going to be interesting because so yeah, and like I said, this might be the last time we see Pep versus Klopp, unless Liverpool and Manchester City play each other in the FA Cup final, which that would be interesting. That would be interesting, but because then we'd be guaranteed a winner.
True.
Or yeah, so it would be interesting. Let me read some of you guys' comments. Book says Liverpool should have won. Yeah, I think me and Rank both agree. Liverpool are very unfortunate to have not won this game. And Man City, Man City, they got lucky, man. Man City got lucked. They got lucky. So, anyways, I think we should round off here. And any final thoughts from you, Rank, before you head out?
Well, it was a disappointing game in the end. We should have won. We didn't concrete our chances, and it is what it is. Now the Premier League is wide open. It's a 3-horse race, and it's really, really close. It's going to come down to the wire, and we just have to go game by game now, I guess.
Okay, I was going to actually end the stream. However, we got 2 people that just joined, so maybe we'll stay on for a few more minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, but not too long.
Okay.
Adam says, you must trust the referees. They are the professionals as far as I'm concerned. They made the right to call.
I mean, this is something that I heard from someone, from a coach here in Argentina recently. Like, do you trust the justice in your country? Like, do you trust the justice when it comes to, criminals in your country? Well, the justice in football are the referees. You cannot trust referees because you don't know what's going behind the back. So, like, no, referees cannot be trusted, man. Definitely not.
At least you guys got that first penalty, because if you guys didn't get that penalty, that'd been absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah, I know, but to me, like, I don't know if I want to say it on stream. I think I'm going to say it later.
Okay, yes.
If I speak.
Forza Barca says hi. Thank you for joining, man. Radical 24 and emphasize. When was the last time Premier League had a 3-horse race? Ooh, that's a good question. Don't tell me it was a season where Leicester won the title. Don't tell me it was that season.
No, because the meme was that Tottenham finished 3rd in a 2-horse race, like, because that Premier League was only Leicester against Tottenham the whole way, but in the last match Tottenham lost, and so they finished 3rd behind Arsenal, I believe. So like that was a 2-horse race as well, because it was Leicester against Tottenham. So the last time we had a 3-horse race, it probably was one of the seasons where it was like Liverpool, United, and Chelsea. I'm trying to think, or maybe like 2014, 2012. I don't know. I'm trying to think, but I don't remember.
That's actually a good question, Radical. That's actually a really good question because I don't even know. Like, it just shows you how the Premier League's been, the title race has been really underwhelming the last couple of years. And I think I don't know if you agree with me, Ring. Could this be the best title race we have seen in a long time for the Premier League this season?
Yeah. I think it is.
Yeah, Forza Barca, City were poor, man. Oh yeah, City were. I don't know what like it felt like Pep was just playing for the draw the second half. Like that's why he took KDB off. So because they were trying to like make sure that what is it called, to keep more balance of the team,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tottenham actually finished 3rd that season. Wow.
Yeah, that's the wild thing. That's why they say 3rd in a 2-horse race.
How do you finish 3rd in a 2-horse race? Like, how?
That's the question everyone asks Tottenham, but it's the history of the Tottenham, as one legend says.
Yeah. Forza Barca says now Pool City versus Arsenal ends in a draw.
Okay. The last one I can find is probably 2013, 2014, where City won with 86 points, Liverpool were 2nd with 84, and Chelsea were 3rd with 82. So they were like very few points of distance there.
All right. So rank. Do you want that as a draw, right?
Yes, I want City Arsenal to be a draw, and we have to beat United away, which is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I feel like okay. So rank. What do you think, man? So be objective here. Do you still think Liverpool? Which team do you think is going to win the Premier League? Be honest here. Be objective. No biases whatsoever.
can I say this without getting laughed at?
Sure.
Arsenal is gonna win the Premier League.
Okay. If you said Aston Villa, I would have definitely laughed.
No.
I would have definitely laughed. Definitely laughed. Okay, Arsenal. All right, interesting. I'm still going to go with Man City. I still think they're the team to beat.
Fair enough.
But I would like to. I would like to see. Personally, for me, I would like to see any team besides City, Liverpool, Arsenal. Personally, I would prefer Arsenal just because they haven't done it in a long time, whereas Liverpool have kind of done it recently. So, but I don't really. It's not like that strong of affiliation. It would be fine, whatever the case. Racco 24 NFSM. All the top 5 leagues really have 3-horse races either. La Liga only comes to mind mostly. Yeah, I mean, it's actually crazy, Sat. It's actually crazy, guys. This is the only league in the top 5 leagues that you actually have a very good title race.
Yeah, because Bundesliga, it feels the only reason we feel like it's close is because it's Bayern. If it wasn't Bayern Munich, we wouldn't be saying it's close. La Liga, it's kind of close, but not really. Serie A is not close. So yeah, the Liga McDonald's is not close. So like this is the one.
Oh man, I can't believe League got called McDonald's League. Oh my god. I'm sorry. That league is losing credibility as things go, as life goes. And I try to respect that league, but it's harder for me even to respect that league if it's called McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay, last time was 13-14 season. Yeah, Rank just brought it up. Belgium had won last season. Yeah, that Belgium, that was a crazy ending, guys. I still stand by that. Belgium last season was the best title race of all. Well, yeah, actually, you know what? I would say best title race in Europe, I would say.
Yeah. USG better win it this time. Like they better not choke it this time.
Boogie said, think City won that. Think City, City won that, man. So City won that. So can we get the likes on, man? Get the likes on, man. Let's get up to 10 likes, man. Get up to 10 likes. So yeah, man. There's not really much to say. I think we're about to wrap things up very promptly. And like I said, Rank, I'm disappointed. You guys, I wanted you guys to win, but it is what it is. At least you guys didn't lose the game. Because we had lost a bunch of disasters.
I was very scared that we were gonna lose at the end. Like when that Doku chance happened, I was like really scared because I felt like this is the typical game where you had a lot of chances and you don't score any and you concede at the end. So yeah, I guess at least we didn't lose, but yeah, we needed this win.
Yeah. That's true. And yeah, I feel like City will be even more happier. Liverpool at home. That's kind of it's kind of sad though. Liverpool at home against the top 6. I believe they only won against Chelsea, right? So far?
Yeah, we only beat Chelsea. We still have to play Tottenham, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's actually kind of underwhelming though. But at least you guys didn't lose. That's the thing. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting, guys. We're gonna keep covering the title race on this channel. And we'll do the frequent updates here and there. But yeah. Anyways, I think we're gonna round things off. So if you guys did enjoy, please remember to like and subscribe. And how many likes we got up? We got up to 10 likes, man. So that's good to see, man. Good to see. And yeah. I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.